Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and I am working today. Just got finished with taking clients out on a tour to look at office space, and I figured might as well vlog because I'm going to be going to my next appointment. So the way it works in real estate, whether you're in commission or residential, is if you only have 2 appointments all day, they're going to be both at the exact same time. So I had an appointment from 8:30 this morning to about 11 o'clock, and of course my second appointment wanted to meet at 11 o'clock, and they're about a half hour away from each other, so I'm trying to get to that appointment on time. I'm driving, if the car looks different, I'm driving my wife's 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. We'll get a little more light here with the sunroof, because that's the car I guess I'm going to be using for my tours until I find a new daily driver. So just to give you an update on the channel, I told you the 2 cars in one of our last vlogs that I'd be driving this week would be the new BMW M5 and the Kia Stinger. I went to the press day yesterday, and how the press day works is there's probably 50 drivers there, people to drive, and about 50 cars to drive. So, you know, they range from Buicks to Chevy Aveos or whatever, economy cars to SUVs. So I'm only there, I could drive any car I want, but I'm only there to drive Glenn's Car Collection cars. You're supposed to get a car for about 20 minutes, and the reality is probably most people take 45. So it's like a 6-hour event. Half the time you're driving, half the time you're waiting for a particular car and waiting for it to come back, and then you hop in it with your camera equipment and do whatever you want with it. So I did get to drive the M5. It was a pouring, raining day at the beginning of the day, so it was funny. I was like the first one there. I'm usually early for things, and what happened was I guess I was too early, so I was waiting around. I wanted to get in the M5 first, because if I drove one car, I wanted to drive the new M5, and they had a beautiful blue one there, and of course the event didn't start on time, and then by the time I asked, hey, is the event starting, everybody hopped in a car, and they're like, oh, I guess the event started. So I didn't get in the M5 right away, but I did get it later in the day. So the first car I took out was the new Camaro SS, the Hot Wheels edition, which comes in this really nice bright orange paint. I drove that in the pouring rain, and then I drove the Jaguar XF wagon, which is known, I believe, as the Sportbrake. And I won't tell you my opinion on those cars yet. You'll have to wait for the video. And then the third car I drove was the BMW M5. So luckily I filmed 90% of the review before my battery died. And then my second battery was missing. I thought maybe I left it. Ooh, we're passing the Lamborghini dealer now. Wow. So now I'm distracted. I forgot what I was talking about. So I did the M5 review. I got 90% of what I wanted to get done. My battery in this Sony camera died, and I always have a backup battery. I had 2 or 3. I got 3 batteries for every GoPro, and unfortunately, I couldn't find my second battery. I thought I left it at home. And so the M5 review is done. Maybe I have one less camera angle that I wanted to, so no big deal. So I wound up actually skipping 2 hours of the driving home to get, I figured that's where my battery was. If it's missing, I changed bags in the morning, took it out of my camera bag and put it in a knapsack so I could walk, and I assumed it was still in the camera bag, so I drove all the way home, and I got all the way home, and of course it wasn't there. So all I had was the dead battery. So instead of eating lunch at the event, I just charged my battery for an hour, drove back, so I did miss about 2 hours. But when I got back, I got to drive the Nissan GTR, the premium edition, which has a you know, nicer interior. So you'll see that video coming. And then I had a choice at the end to either wait for the Kia Stinger, which I wasn't sure when it was coming back, or hop in an S65 Convertible Mercedes with a twin-turbo V12 that fully optioned was about $200,000. So those are my choices. Wait for a Kia Stinger that may or may not come back, because some people go off into the woods and, I don't know, never come back with the car, or take this Mercedes. So I took the Mercedes because that was the sure thing, and I figure for the Kia Stinger, hopefully I could get, I was hoping I could get it after the Mercedes for one last review, or, you know, we'll have a viewer that has a Kia Stinger will let me do a video like Dan did with his RS4 that you just saw, or you know, maybe worst case scenario, go to a Kia dealer and they'll let me do one. But I did the Mercedes. I figure I'm not going to get to test drive a $200,000 car at a Mercedes dealer with all my camera equipment. So I took that, so you'll see that video coming up. So we got 5 cars done. Unfortunately, we didn't get the Stinger. I waited for it. I waited online for about an hour once for it, and believe it or not, one of the longest lines at the event was for the Kia Stinger. So I was like the 3rd or 4th person in line, and that's why I did the GTR and the Mercedes, because they were sure things. There was no guarantee if I stayed in that line when the event ended, say at 3 o'clock, that I was going to get the Stinger. So I'd rather give you 5 reviews than 3. Unfortunately, I didn't get the Kia Stinger. So if you know somebody that has a Kia Stinger GT and would allow me to test drive it, email me below, or email me at glenscarcollection@gmail.com. And I'm getting a lot of real estate leads from you guys, which is great. So if you have any friends who need to renew their lease for office or warehouse, or, you know, like what I did for this tenant today, they could stay where they are and renew, but it's good to go out in the market and see what other choices are. So, you know, we just had a 2 or 3 hour tour. We looked at 5 competitive buildings around them to see if it makes sense for them to stay who they are. So pretty much every office you work for, you know, the owner of your company is going to need to renew their lease at some point unless they own the building. And if they own the building, maybe they want to sell it. A lot of tenants want to sell it and then lease because it's easier. They don't have to put all that capital in a building, and you can lease some space for 5 years and then move around, take more or less. You're not stuck in one spot like you are for a building. So if you have any real estate leads for me, email me at glenscarcollection@gmail as well. All right, guys, so looking forward to editing those 5 videos for you. We got the Camaro SS Hot Wheels edition, the Jaguar XF Sportbrake, the BMW M5, the new M5, and the Nissan GTR, and the S65 Mercedes AMG Convertible. All right, guys, so I'll see you next time. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends so our channel can grow, and always leave a positive comment below. Leave a comment below which of those reviews you want to see first of those 5 cars. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Take care.